just want to start off by saying that I made this stick with scotch tape and a stylus on the end in hopes of starting in a meditative lotus position. It didn't work, but I was proud of my stylus on a stick either way. That's how devoted I am to trying to bring you these in one take, so that they're just the pure spring water of my thoughts. We're here again in the Zen corner, and try to keep it real with one take things straight from my soul and heart and weird well, as opposed to really flashy, super electrified to the future snippets about the 80 different eyebrow products you could buy right now. Or nose job compilations, which are unfortunately a thing, an actual thing. But no, I'm not bringing you any of that. I'm just bringing you real stuff that I feel. And gosh, if this soundtrack I'm playing you, Tantra of Sound, Harmonizer, makes it so I can't monetize this video, that's okay. That's not what it's about anyway. I think it's sad though. I was thinking about this today. All of the creative things I always want to do, and so many of them are inspired by music. Like, I just want to dance down the middle of the street to so much music. There's so many rules and royalties and things and emails and PR bosses and big bosses and boss babies and bosses in towers. And I get it. I mean, if I had majillies of coins, I would sprinkle them upon all the creative types. But I just don't. I want to spread dance and cinematic wonder through the things that delight and titillate and stimulate my ear, brain, soul connection. I really wish that wasn't such an issue. And I am lucky to know a lot of people that I can just tap on the shoulder now and say, hey, can I use your music? Can we use this? Infuse this? Mix this together? Make a magic? Make a wonderment? And I'm lucky in that way. Very lucky that there are a lot of people I know like that. But gosh, that's what gets me going about life when I'm in the car and I hear a song and I haven't heard it before, or I haven't heard it since the 90s, and it's like, ooh, this moment needs this moment plus this moment, and I just don't have the agents or the resources to do all that. But I picked this because I have an array of kind of holy meditative music over here. We used to be gifted things like this from the most incredible types. I think one of them comes up in my reading. In my mom's shop, people would come in with these, I made this, I healed people in India with this, whatever it was. Just, gosh, the most unique gathering of people would come around. But this one I just found says, do not use while operating machinery or equipment. It's a very big, all capitals warning there to just, whatever you do. I liked that. A little bit of Zen show and tell. I'll give you a few things. We've got kind of an odd one tonight, and I'm bringing it back to the Zen corner for a reason. But my boo and I made this, and I just think it's such a lovely. There's quite a bit of his art back here that I had nothing to do with, but this one I just like that it's like going into this lovely little cabin. Oh dear, knocking things over already. And this was a very important message that came up multiple times today. Just really want everyone to soak that in. We went on this incredible hike today, and it really was nice, and everyone we encountered was pretty great, but it hasn't really been like that, and just getting there and getting home definitely wasn't like that. I just get so upset, and I kind of went on a tirade about, like, people should have to take some sort of training course if they want to move here. Like, if you want to get in on those Colorado waves, bruh, if you want to shred that vibe, you need to take a course or something, because these monstrous monster trucks behaving as though they wish to endanger humans, and crotch rockets and other forms of rockets and big sprocket rockets with no helmets and just death machines. And I see women driving them too, just this attitude, this I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna drink the craft brew first. It's like, yo, do you know why people love this place? Because the earth is actually red and full of magic properties. Don't disrespect it. So that's how I felt today. Just a lot of that. Just a lot of that. And I just got myself this as a little gift. This is sweet Hepcat doing his Tom Sawyer thing. And it says, cultivate contentment. And this beautiful, like, pine pattern on the back. And it sounds like a sweet dime store kind of sentiment, and it is. I got that at I got it at a Tuesday morning. I won't lie to you. I didn't get it at some fancy beatnik joint. I got it at a sort of big box thing, but the idea really did captivate me. Obviously, I bought it. I bought into it. But that's just a really nice little reminder to cultivate contentment. Because it sounds easy, but I'm not doing a great job. I brought this up the other day. I think I rambled about it. I'm giving you so much sincere, genuine rambling. Sometimes I forget what it was I have rambled upon and what I haven't rambled towards. But I think I told you about my best friend talking about the sort of energetic difference with her aunt, who's in a different generation, and she sent her aunt one of these adult coloring books. I think I ranted about this, but yeah, how the great appreciation she had for it, whereas my best friend can admit, like, I have 50 of these amazing coloring books and 100 other puzzles and activities and tiny homes I could put together, little things, like, my tiny home she made me. What's-its and gizmos and gadgets and all of it. Thingamabobs, 20 plus. So, and she's like, and I always feel like, what's next? What do I do? What do I watch? What's on Netflix? Oh my God. It's that lack of contentment. I feel it too. And so many people my age and younger do. And maybe everybody. I don't know where it's all coming from, but it's so obvious to me. You can't maintain someone's engagement in you for more than 10 seconds. And I appreciate the input. I appreciate people who say it. I'm going to keep doing just what I'm doing here, but a lot of people have told me, make these shorter. You got to make them shorter. You got to condense them into these little snippets so people could just put it in their mouth and chew it, and then they spit it out, and then they put something else they want to chew. It's like, I'm not trying to do that. That's not what I want to do. I'm trying to give you that more like, no, we're going to stand on this street corner and we're going to have a real conversation. So I get it. I get why people want the blur, 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 B-L-U-R-B, blur, 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 blur. That's not what I'm giving you. Oh, my tonal bells just went. See where we are now, I think. Where have we gone now? I think we're about to enter the heart center. Pretty sure we're entering the heart center next. Just fair warning. fair warning, I think that's where we're going. So I'm going to come a little closer. Still disappointed that my stick stylus didn't. Maybe I'll try to hit the stop button at the end with it, see if that works. Hello. Here's me. So I came to you from the Zen Corner again because I was going to show you the other journal. This one also started at Bonnaroo, but this one included a lot of other life voyages, I realized. I thought they were both just kind of that Tennessee adventure, but this one includes a bit more deep diving. So there wasn't a ton of poetry in this one. I added a poem that's similarly bohemian, buzzings, frequencies that I can give to you. But there is some good writing and definitely some good stories. So I'll just kind of dive into it. This one on the front and the back. This great couple. I think this is from a film book. I'm pretty sure this is one of my film studies books. And I just feel like their expressions really say it all about it all. And then similarly, this gal at the end. Just, yep, okay, yes. So, just kind of gets going, and I guess I haven't practiced this, I'll tell you what comes to me as it comes to me, I guess. There is several quotes in here from that movie I told you about when I was in my conspiracy hovel. I told you about searching for the wrong-eyed Jesus, and I accidentally called it searching for the one-eyed Jesus, but it's wrong-eyed. There's some good quotes in here from that. I was obviously very obsessed with that movie at the time, but just made weird art everywhere. This is like a, very important, what was it from? Oh, gosh, good story. Gosh, I'm going to have to bring you a whole segment on this, but this is from the reward headquarters of HBO when I won the Flight of the Conchords Flight Lip Dub contest. That's right, won it. I'm going to find our video and find a way to put it here on my channel. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to find it, and I'm going to do an homage video, baby, because we won. We won out of 1,000 people, and it was chosen by the cast and directors of Flight of the Conchords, not by some algorithm like things are now, by votes and ats and hashtags. It was they watched us and said, it's them too. They did it. So, yeah, that was from Reward Headquarters over this sinful thing. And there's this very cool sparkly crescent moon down here. But over here says, important. Just take a look at yourself. Completion. And then this is from that movie. Dust is just thankful dirt. Your love is just thankful lust. Damn, that's a good line. So good. And then, oh my gosh, there's this song in that movie by, please don't let me get it wrong, 17 horsepower, 16 horsepower. Either one, look them both up. You will never hear more whoa, you talk to God kind of music. 17, 16, 16, 17. One of those, horsepower. And they have a song in there that I have literally watched the video of. Ooh, I'm trying to stop saying literally because of certain people represented in the media right now who just overuse it so horrifically. I shan't even mention who they are. It's too vulgar. But gosh, they have this song, and one of the lines is any place darker for me with all my wolves about? Ooh! Ooh! Is any place darker for me with all my wolves about? So good. Such a good song. I can hear it in my head right now. And if you watch that movie, the video performance of it, it's at the end. It's actually one of the special features. I don't know why it's not in the main movie. Anyway, I could go on about that all night, obviously. This was in talking to someone about film, and we both came up with popcorn horseshit lactating magma. It's film critique. Popcorn horseshit lactating magma. This is duck soup. And this just says, just says what it is, which is a little black book. I like that. I don't know why I like it. Oh, weird. There's a few people in here I haven't spoken to in years. Oh, there's something at the back, too. See? Discoveries. You stutter and stammer. What a bitch to convey. That's good. I wrote that. You stutter and stammer. What a bitch to convey. That says a lot. I'm moving somewhere. Where? It's a secret. That was an interaction I had with someone. I don't remember who. Doesn't that suck? Sometimes such cool things happen and you think you're jotting a note about it, but then you forget pieces. And then, of course, there's gymnast has been on wire. Interesting. There's a lot of RARs in here. We talked about the RARs. If you were there, then you remember. This is also a really good one. I'll show it again. I did casting and location scouting for a film here, actually, locally. And this dude was putting up, I want to say, like 60K, 60 or 80K for it. Wowza, right? I mean, Hollywood, that's little popcorn kernels at the bottom of a bucket. But here in Colorado, that's kind of a big deal. And I was doing location scouting and casting. And the whole production got shut down because the guy, the producer, conned me into thinking that I was gonna get fired because I was 10 minutes late once because I had a car issue. And, you gotta show up, you gotta prove it, you always gotta prove it, you always have to be proving it. And he made me think I was gonna, I'll gloss over this, he made me think I was gonna get fired and locked me in a trailer and, tried to go after me and fucked with my psyche and got the whole production shut down. And it was a nightmare because I was, and I unfortunately have so many stories like that where I'm like, ooh, I'm a whisper away from something happening. And then somebody just has to go and show their human side in such an ugly way. Show the thing that's eating the human inside of them. But I took all of these notes that are lovely notes about casting people, and I just like the way that I like my little casting mind. Looks great on camera. Good sidekick. I can tell he smiles like he means it. Then there was Marge. She would be a bus driver that you would trust. Good face for fear, also. I would believe her if she was running from someone. Funny. His handshake was surprisingly good and firm. I don't know. Hilarious. Oh, jeez. Sometimes your writing just gets very faded and it's sad and you're like, what the fuck was I trying to say? Is that upside down? Yeah, there we go. There's a great RAR. He's like a dude in a hoodie, looking kind of forlorn, but also like he's kind of up to something. Whew. So good. Let's see. Bequeathed. Cornelia. What a generous former hippie. Fine rags to riches. Oh, that was one of the naked hippies that had to help us in the sand dunes when my parents' car broke down. And yeah, I think, gosh, I feel so horrible right now. Pretty sure Cornelia is my grip on life. You guys, I gotta catch up with all of my holy objects. I'm pretty sure my grip on life, that if you remember the story, you remember the story. I find them for other people, but I believe mine is a they, them, there. So there's Cornelius and Cornelia. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, just interesting art. Debbie Harry down here. This was from a dry cleaner. She joined the punk revolution. High black boot babe. Gave up those peace-loving digs. Slick swap. Wow. Okay. The world ready for the muse. I have that with this, it's like the Animatrix, right? The world ready for the muse is a story I can't share with you yet because it's just ideas that actually have to happen, and I have to find Fiona Apple and suddenly she's like too famous again, and I feel weird ways about it, and we met, and it's such a story. It's the most epic story of my life, but I have to find her, and it has to be genuine, and my only connection to her was this person trying to sleep with me. And he tried to use that over me, like the carrot. The carrot. Come here, kitty, come here. Sucks. Sucks. That shit sucks. Wonder where we are now. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Where we are. Ooh, we're in the Naval Center, you guys. There we are. There we are. That's where we are. Okay. Little tidbits. I don't even know. Matson Jones, my Matson Jones tickets. My girl Midas just did a cover of this on her Instagram. And man, if you look up Matson Jones, like the fact that they broke up still hurts me. And that shit was like 12 plus years ago. Life altering. I did a choreography piece. Like the best dance teacher at our school picked me and picked my piece, and I was not like a danza. I love dancing. Never been able to afford dance classes, but she picked me. We did that Matson Jones shit. We lit it up. In the Naval Center. Go into your Naval Center. Pick out the lint from your center. Stay 65, by the way. It's not nutty. I think it's downright crazy. Like when it goes silent. We go out of our Naval Center and now we're heading to the next place. I like it. It's a good guide. This quote I gave you in the hidey hole in the conspiracy hovel. I guess it was either laugh about it or cry about it. That old lonesome sound. Ugh! Quotes in that movie are just people talking in the South, and it's like, language porn. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh. What? Weird. Did I do this for you? I don't know, you guys. Maybe I took a line from it? I don't know. I think this... I'm just going to give it to you. I think it's a combination of thoughts from many years ago and new thoughts. But it's some of the only poetry in here, so I'm going to give it to you anyway. I like it. This is how I purge, how I plunge, how I penetrate the silence. It's my version of violence. This silly song and dance I do for you, this messy voodoo, this elegant graffiti, spells to make you need me, sewing the spaces where you used to be, statically, brutally, automatically, suitably stitched to my eyelids, stapled to my dreams. Super glued to soft skin, stuck for good it seems, jump from the high beams, jump from the rafters. No happy ever afters, just dead space and scribbled out calendar squares, the air's as thin as the promises you break. So seldom a hit like the hurt you put on me. That's a quote from the movie too. But yeah, I think that was in one of my like painful high school journals and I elaborated on it or something. I'm not sure, but I do like it. This was a friend who... Oh, isn't that weird? I interviewed Marge for the audition. And then here's another Marge, and I remember this. Turned out to be a real bad friend, this guy, but he and I says, we helped sweet Marge with her busted Volvo tire. We bump into destiny together. We bump into destiny alone. So, yeah. We helped Marge with her Volvo, and then I used that. And then this is fascinating. If you can see the strange little kind of like demon dude I drew on there, and then I wrote help me, and there's this little... So, call this a nipple button. I'm going to give you this story, and I'm going to give you the short version. But it's a crazy one. And I had forgotten, this story completely slipped from my brain center. Now we are in the sacral center. Ooh, I should be talking about something sexy, but instead I'm just having a really bad foot cramp. Okay, I should have a pillow for myself or something. I do have the earth. I'm gonna have to lean on the earth a little bit here, guys. Give myself some, oh, maybe like this. Okay, yeah, just put the earth right under your buttocks. Okay, that's honestly a lot better. Whew. So, the nipple button. Oh, lordy. Things you know your mom's gonna watch and go, you what? You what? So I'm dating this much older dude, and it's a bad choice. It's a bad choice. It's just an all-around bad choice. It keeps me further from ever having any such princely interaction with my first love. That got messed up for a lot of reasons. But yeah, just silliness, wanting to be in my own Lifetime movie or something. And I'm 16. I am 16, going on 17, dating a total douchebag. He's a bartender at a restaurant, and I'm just a hostess who doesn't know shit. Here's my Sound of Music version of it. Oh my goodness, bad choices, y'all, bad choices. That younger self, you wish you could just zen smacketh around. So, he was blowing me off, and this was cell phones, but like cell phones that barely got text messages, like Nokia bricks that got like very delayed responses, but also like same as today, even though they were pretty archaic, they still worked. And it was like people today, this is probably not very zen for where we are right now, but even today people acting like they don't live with their cell phones up their buttholes. Like, you do though. And it was the same back then. It was like, and I remember mine had a feature where you could tell if someone read it. I don't remember how it was. It wasn't as fancy as now where it like says read, but it would like have a check or something. And so he definitely was reading my messages and kind of blowing me off, and it was raining like crazy. And I was just driving around stalling, and I get these like weird feelings where I jump on something that I'm like, this is going to be a weird experience. I'm going to go for it. I saw all these people converging, going into a house with like groceries, and I was just waiting, being all depressed about this dude and how he wasn't giving me kindness, or, you know, just treating me in a manipulative and weird way, and figuratively and realistically keeping me circling the block, basically. And I saw these people and just gave them like a yo, and they're like, what are you doing? And I'm like, just waiting in the rain for some dude who sucks. And they were like, come in. And, you know, sorry, Mom. Obviously, I got this like very witchy feeling like, well, this is gonna be fucking weird. Like, this is definitely gonna be weird, but I'm gonna go in anyway. And these people had, I am not exaggerating with you, I still to this day can't believe it happened. And that's why I'm so interested in people's homes, and I wish COVID wasn't a thing, and I wish that actually the last 5 years of like internet brainwashing wasn't a thing, and people could still just like come over, like that. I don't know, everyone has all these cool houses and these cool things, and nobody is coming over or going over or coming or going. And so but I truly walked into this house where they had like 17 different kinds of lizards and like 6 dogs and 4 cats and weird fish. They had some piranhas. They collected like deathly. They had like a lot of spiders. They had huge stacks of like geckos and who knows what strange colored rats, like a rat that looked very yellow. Bizarre, like dozens, a menagerie of animals, but not in a cute way, in a way where I felt like, am I gonna die? Are they gonna put me in a room and like let these various, you know, species eat me, destroy me, and like watch? It was pretty bad. So, yeah, they were all taken out, these weird snakes and you know, heavily smoking. And one of the guys worked at the hospital, and he had just gotten back from the hospital, and he had these all over himself, and he's like, yeah, I call them nipple buttons. They're like sensors. I like to just put them all over myself. It's like this little secret I have while I'm working. While I just have them all over under my shirt. And I was like, okay, yeah. They were trying to offer me some like a off brand of Mad Dog. Anyway, it was just so crazy. It was one of those moments where I don't even know like how I got out of there. You know, I just finally was like back in my car, like drive. And I've never been in a house more like creepy with more animals. Anyway. Sex had them thrown from the garden, the seed, aka the soul collective. Love will bring us back there. Talking about some Adam and Eve stuff, I think. This was on my high school car. You all laugh because I'm different. I laugh because you're all the same. And there's like hogs. You know, hogs. This I found at a coffee shop on the counter. It had just been left kind of crumpled by someone. And it says, sadness is the line we let life draw us. I love when you stumble upon amazing miscellaneous depth like that. So good. Love you. Call me sometime. Let's see each other. Kisses. SD. I don't even know who that was. Someone left me a note in my car. Quote from Searching for the Wrong-Eyed Jesus. Sugar for sugar, salt for salt. You're my very last thought in my nightmare dreams. If you can't get it on with me, well, it's your fault. Great lines. And then it's just like, if you can't get it on with me, well, it's your fault. And it's Natalie Wood just like driving all hot, sexy, and amazing. This is a woman I need to find. I keep having constant signs of her, and I haven't had her phone number in probably 10 years. This is the place. Origina. Escape Machina. Man, I'm telling you, Hollywood's always stealing my ideas. One of my pivotal ideas has to do with this place called Machina, and then they made that movie, Deus Ex Machina, and like I know it's kind of common, but no one had used it yet, and I don't know, I get frustrated. I wrote a really epic story called Cowboys versus Aliens when I was 7, and then that movie came out. You know, it's hard. That shit's always happening to me. I love this from my Volvo manual. It's like, that's from like my 1985 Volvo manual, which is like, who farted? I know. That's what it sounds like. Oh, I think this was, yeah, someone special gave me a Cracker Jack ring, and I think that was the one. This is from like a old local poetry book, I think. It's like a beaten down car. This is where the gods go to die. Even Zeus had to retire, pass on his god crown to newer, younger competition. So he went where all powerful, adulterous males go. What? Okay. Boy. Even that is like simple, but it's just so classy. That's classy. Where are we now? Oh, we're going back in the Naval Center. So okay, so I guess it goes down and then it goes all the way back up. I like that. Ooh, yeah. Here's a double roar that'll just get ya. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's so good. I just really love it so much. I haven't found one in years. They're probably gone. They're probably like, dang, Fort Collins got on the top 10 coolest places to live again. I gotta get the hell out of here. This I loved too. Also from that same art book. I can't remember what it was. But it's just so good. It's like the ritual of self-care. And it says, hopelessly formulated temple of pious hygiene. And then I wrote in these like labels on things. Sterile blue, you smell bad. That's like on the label. I wrote that in for like the stuff that's in his medicine cabinet. Sacred reverence of the mundane ritual. Cover you was another one I wrote in. Like his little tube is called Cover You. Drink me. Conform cream. Anti-ugly. I wrote that in. Anti-ugly. Destructive waves. That is good. That is good. This one I love. So several of these feature actual scary insects. This one tried to attack me, and so I had to kill him. And he's under a perfectly preserved little thing there. I wrote, cornucopious cravings, enormous cornucopious cravings, consumption. I'm not hungry anymore. I just love that, because like his little head's detached, and I don't know, I probably put him in there 10 years ago. Isn't that crazy? There he is. I'm not hungry anymore. And then I wrote like, and this is like tamper evident. Do not crush. Please do not crush. Thought that was deep and metaphorical. This thing's falling apart also. I'm gonna have to like find some way to tether it back together, like so many things. This was either fantastic advice from a friend or something great I took from a movie. It's like, I have to start labeling these things when it's like, and I have in my notes section of my phone been like, okay, this is this person wisdom and this is this person wisdom. It's good to catalog your wisdoms. But I think this was a friend telling me this. I think sometimes, even if you're just a mannequin sitting on the steps, they will ask you, what's wrong with you? No, you know what? I think it's from a Kurt Cobain documentary. Oh, someone Google that. I have too many things to Google, and I don't like going on the internet. This was like a real thing in a real manual, and so I took it out and put it under that because it says, increase productivity, fast, reach more. Sounds like all the workshops I've been having to take. It's hard. It's hard to listen to that kind of advice. Yeah. This was like a band I followed around, and I don't know. I dove into the 2012 Earth Heart space, feminine reawakening space for a long time, and this is what came out of all that. It's very tribal. Had a romance with the lead singer, and this was juicy pieces of my life. This was actually like, yeah, everything was a sign for me, and I don't know, it's just so hard to follow. Maybe I'll just ship myself off to him before Cinnamon October. How much postage could it take? Cinnamon October is cool. Felt that voice again, reverberators high, the casting gaze, now. Can't pretend to hold back, just spin, girl. He caught your eyes at the right time. Jeez. Whew. Make note of the electricity within you now. It's a good one. Make note of the electricity within you now. We lock pupils again. Smelling his fingertips. Whoa, girl. Getting into it. Wishing upon all the right trinkets. Gripping that stone. Dancing with it. Not expecting a kiss, but oh yes, this will outlast many months. Wowee. This is crazy. Just, bliss realized, fire felt. Everything was a sign, but I mean, I can hardly read that. It's all written in these very intricate, like, this is what it means, this is what it means, this is what it means, this is what it means. I was very into that back in the day. Oh, wow, this reminds me of a friend I didn't even remember, just like, was supposed to meet me at a concert once, and then, like, moved away and never told me. Isn't that weird? Like, we had plans, and she just, like, left. digging so deep into this rumbling, soul tumbling, so low, prowl-toothed, moon-eyed soul creature. The coyotes encroach and yip yip yelp this affirmation of rhythm, elation, elevation. Does he see this? I must have made it for him centuries ago. Yeah. I touched him to prove he was real. Oh, girl. Wow, girl. This is so funny. Find beyond for us. The deep woods sprites called you in. It's just like I write in all these crazy spirals to like... We can hold on to our doe-eyed believings, sing-song needings. Wow, girl. Ooh, gee. Woohoo! Yeah. I mean, it's interesting, at least. This, like, hand craziness. Woo! Things are falling. I don't know. Amorphous fairy prince, baby breath crowned, the envy of the woodland kingdom. Star-eyed wishes pile on wishes, crouched heart hunter, arrow-struck sprite. If only he could see the glimmer in me. The half-moon winks for him, joins the others in a dance that begs to catch his earth-swirl clay eyes. It's like if only I was giving myself that much love, right? Wouldn't that be crazy? This is a great RAR. Are you kidding me? So good. Where are you, RAR? If like the only thing... Doesn't that look cool how that's my face right now? Man, if I could find RAR out of this YouTube channel, that would be insane. This is a pretty hilarious one I was telling my boyfriend the other day. Oh man, we're only halfway through. I thought this was gonna be like short, you guys. I truly did. I'm not even kidding. This one is pretty funny. It's like this tiny little picture, and this is another like specimen. There's a bug in here. It was a big spider trying to come for me. But I wrote, inspected by Klept. His name was Klept, and we didn't suspect. Blunts and blunts and blunts. He stole the remote. This guy hung out with my best friend when we were 17 and 18, living in Hollywood. Many, many, many more stories about that, and poems and things I'll maybe will or won't tell you about. But blunts and blunts was the thing. And then, yeah, he introduced himself as Klepto, and we didn't find that troubling in any way, and he stole our TV remote. Who steals a TV remote? Why and why? I just find it so funny. Mother always said, "Are you drinking enough water?" I always said yes. I think it's funny. Just, you know, this kind of artfulness. I like it. I like it. I'm trying to decide whether to, like, I might even just stop halfway through. Well, I don't know, though. Yeah, I'm just never going to get through it all. Like, I think I'll just have to stop here and read you my one other little thing I was going to read you. And then I guess we'll just do the rest of it. Because, you guys, look how much is left. And I could just... I truly thought it was going to be short. I know. I think I'm hilarious. You know, what do I know? I just always think that I can make these things all concise. And I'm just like, I'm just going to show you a few pictures. And then we'll be hardly any time at all. And here we already are. Whoa! Here we already are. Back in the throat center. And we're almost all the way worked back up through the body. So I just... Whoops. I gave you a bit, though, you know. I might still just leave you on this other poem, though. Well, I don't know. Yeah. I think think I am going to, because I didn't do a ton of poetry in there. I did some good storytelling, but I think I am going to give you that. So it took me forever. I had to do some heavy research trying to figure out this lunar Tao. It's like the Chinese lunar calendar. All the days are different, and there's like rules and exceptions and places where you skip days. Anyway, I found this in there, and it says, sometimes you gotta get the earth under your feet and feel it. My essence is somewhere in the grass here. Good one. Time and space are merely ideas. Time is the idea of change within the changeless. Space is the idea of separation within what's inseparable. My favorite directors said that to me. Actually, the same brunch where he predicted every single thing that was going to happen with COVID, and I swear I'm not making that up. Every single detail of it, he told me about 12 or 13 years ago over French toast. And he also told me that, which I find to be just beautiful. Just beautiful. Time is the idea of change within the changeless. Woo! Woo! So it took me a while to find this, to figure out the numbers, and I think I got the right day here. So this is what it says for today. Eternal spring. We do not wish for spring. Spring gives life to wish. Spring comes back each year and we welcome it joyously. Even if it is stormy on this day, we know that the storm will pass. Even if it is dark on this day, we know that daylight will grow steadily longer. There are often references to a second spring in one's life. Can you reclaim your youth? There are also references to eternal spring. Can we stay forever young? Perhaps these ideas were not wishful thinking. Perhaps they were uttered by those who saw spring return each year and who thought it was natural that we should have spring return to our bodies each year as well. And so it does. We find renewal in our lives constantly. Every morning when we wake, we are reborn. Every time we recover from illness, it is like spring following winter. Every time we begin a new venture, start a new friendship, nurture a newborn, or undertake any number of other kinds of new efforts, it is spring again. Our bodies consist of millions of cells. Some of them die each day, others are born each day. Winter and spring happen within us on an ongoing basis. There are cycles within cycles within cycles, and organization emerges from that. Coherence, identity, and meaning spiral out of the ongoing alternation of birth and death and rebirth. But on this day, the power of life asserts itself again. Growth buds, bursts, prepares itself for bloom. Blue skies and the welcome warmth of the sun are on their way, and for that we are both happy and grateful. Life quickens and we quicken with it. Spring gives life to wish, and we labor on, even if hidden roots and rocks block our plow. Oh, I have to fan myself. That's so good. But yeah, find this book, The Lunar Tao, Deng Ming Dao. So good. That was good for me. I love that book. Every time I figure out the number and figure out what day it is, which takes me a while, and I read it, it just is exactly the words I was trying to find in the dense mud of reality. And then there it is, shimmering. So yeah, we're getting a little long, but I'm gonna leave you on this poem, since that was a lot of storytelling and not a lot of poem, and this is, well, there are no rules. I said from the beginning I was either going to do creative writing or sharing or poetry, and I've done it every day for 65 days, and I find that pretty cool. But this is one I wrote about a temple I would like to start, and I'm not going to give you all the details. I've briefly mentioned it, but one must try to protect one's intellectual property. And no, it is not a cult, and no, it is not preachy, but it is very sacred to me, and I've been thinking about it most of my life, really, honestly. this place, this safe place for people like me whom are scarce and whom I don't find very often, but when I do, I go, you should help me with my temple. This is when I wrote about that, and I think we're almost, I think we're going out with a bang here. I think we're in the third eye, and we're almost working our way out, so it's good timing. But this one is called The Ultimate Ultimate. Adventurous forms of adoration, respectful dalliances in exploration, forgiven feathery flirtation, nouveau communication, unexpected elation, gorgeous creation, collective innovation, telekinetic community, allowance, prowess, protection, reflection, all equal, surprising connection, perfection, imperfection, all equal, careful craziness, permitted laziness, baking cakes, shaking our cabooses, sleuthing, deducing wild truces. Proof of the fountain of youth is right the fuck in front of you. Infinite views, brand new truths, wildflower bouquets and flutes, soft grass parties, stripped down rules, renegade rousting, glimmering pools, spools of golden thread, and head massages for every friend, endless laughter, lathering suds, no fuddy-duds allowed, proud weird ones, conjuring the sun's potency and Luna's ultimacy, telekinetic community, and the moon's openly shameless heart. Wordless stories told with art, always a chance to start the unknown. A Mickey Mouse corded phone that's always ringing hello. A chorus of singing, bounty-bringing ritual, giving in to magnetic pulls and eating off each other's fingers until we're good and full. May you reach a place with no anticipation and no judgment. And that last line, again, I don't know if it came to me from the Buddhist stupa and I read it. I think that it was my sister friend who I had / come on, let's be honest, have a crush on. But I think it was her. May have been in a temple though. May you reach a place with no anticipation and no judgment. So good. And I just wanted to give you a little bit of the birdies too, because they just look so good with this rainbow light. Do they not? I so think they do. Oh, and there it is. I think we went all the way through. I think we took the entire journey and went through the crown center. And what timing? Use this stick with a stylus at least for the birds. Gotta use this invention for something. Thank you for going on another journey with me, and I'll try to end this way awkwardly, and if it doesn't work, I'll do something else cute. Love to you. Nope, see, still doesn't work. I thought maybe it would on the outro, but it's okay. It's okay. Yes, thank you for being with me, and finding little pockets of magic, because that's all I'm really trying to do, is just shadow puppets, searching for my true self. I need to get better at my shadow puppets. I used to be relatively okay at them, But this will just be the cosmic dancing hand. Yeah. Thanks for dancing the cosmic hand dance. And take a chance on me again tomorrow for what shall be day 66. How about that? Ain't that slick? Tidings of great love. Good night.